Hello and welcome back to Tricolor Gaming with me, Fletcher. So with the recent release of the Hybrid DLC pack, it seems people are giving their rankings for all of the game's Animal Pack DLCs, so I thought it was time to give mine. Just a few words on how I am judging these packs. I'll be judging them based on what I think is important about them, so combat animations, pack hunting, etc. means very little to me. What I'll be judging them on is the following. Number 1, whether the species they introduce bring anything new and interesting to the game. Number 2, the quality of the social animations. And number 3, the quality of the skins. These are the things important to me when it comes to building my parks. So let's get into it, and we will start at the bottom. So I can see this getting me some flack, but let me explain. In my view, this pack doesn't really add anything really new and interesting to the game. Unless you love hybrids, this pack is mostly useless. The social animations are a mix of a few interesting ones and a few boring ones. While the skins are generally good, the Lux patterns are hit and miss to me, but the larger reason that this is on the bottom is because I cannot in good conscience put this pack higher than those which are not simply recycling Jurassic World Evolution 1 content and charging money for it again as DLC. Another DLC mostly aimed at fans of the show, this DLC gets slightly higher than the Hybrid pack for a number of reasons. Firstly, it did introduce completely new species, that being Monolophosaurus and the Scorpius Rex hybrid. Secondly, the skins for the new species are good, and it introduced Camp Cretaceous skins for a number of other animals, and model variants for the Uranosaurus and Kentrosaurus, which we can use with some imagination for other animals. The main downsides, however, are that the variants did not come with new social animations, and the variant skins were fairly bland and uninteresting. So from here the order gets harder to figure out. I have put this pack next because while I personally love the Yeholopterus that is part of this pack, I have to also accept that 2 of the animals in this pack are so small that they don't really work in game. It's also the fact that one of the animals has no social animation, the Yeholopterus, and the White Tyrannus social is very boring, and the Sinosauropteryx is alright, but because of its size, you'll never see it. The only decent social is the Dinosaurus one, which is pretty funny. 3 of the 4 species have great skins, however, which is also a plus. I think for me, it's the limited ability to make good use of 2 of the smallest creatures that goes against this pack. So this pack is one that I know is a lot of people's favourites. For me, I don't have a strong personal like of any of the species in this pack. However, looking at the pack beyond that, the animals in this pack have okay skins, with the Utahraptor's skins being especially beautiful. The Utahraptor's social is also very fun, as is the Gigantoraptors. The main downside of this pack for me is that while the species are okay, none of them do anything really that different from others in the game. I would argue that compared to Concavenator, Metriacanthosaurus has better skins. I would rather use an actual T-Rex instead of Tarbosaurus. The Utahraptor replaces the Pyroraptor, but doesn't bring anything different. But that's just my view on it. It's a good pack that just doesn't hook me in. So this pack does contain one of my favourite Lagoon animals, that being the Kronosaurus. However, as a DLC pack, I think it doesn't rate as high as others. The Kronosaurus brings a great large animal to the Lagoon that is very different to the mosasaurs we had already, and has good skins, but its social animation is dull. The Sungaripterus looks weird and has good skins, but again is a bit overshadowed by other aviary species. The Minmai is one of the cutest animals in the game, and the Werhosaurus provides an alternative large stegosaur for our parks, but again its social is sort of dull. This pack earns silver for the following reasons. Firstly, it introduces a truly nice looking sauropod with great skins in the form of the Alamosaurus. The Styxosaurus introduces a plesiosaur with great skins and no less than 3 Lux patterns. The Barbaridactylus and the Australopithecus also come with great patterns and colours. In terms of social animation, the Alamo has some of the most romantic of any social animations in the game, and while the other animals either have no socials or very limited ones, the great skins easily make up for it. I would say that the Styxosaurus and the Alamo also provide something distinctive for the park, that being a well decorated sauropod and a Lux pattern lagoon species with a lot of colour variation. So this pack wins out beyond all the others for me for a number of reasons. Firstly, it introduced some much needed variety into the lagoons in terms of species. The addition of Archelon and Nothosaurus led to a new method of display for our lagoons and introduced two very different sorts of animals. The Shonisaurus brought a huge gentle giant, while the Dunkleosteus brought not only the park's oldest animal, but one of the most famous aquatic animals of all time. On top of those elements, these creatures all came with good skins, with the Shoni, Notho and Archelon having amazing skins, and the Nothosaurus coming with Lux patterns too. There were also good social animations, with the Nothosaurus's otter-like social being very cute, and the Archelon's headbutt being pretty funny. For me, the pack is the best because everything it added enhances the lagoons, brought something different and interesting, and felt like plenty of work went into all aspects of it. So there we have my DLC ranking. Let me know down in the comments what your top 3 DLCs are and why. Don't forget to give us a like while you're there, and if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing for more content from all of us at Tricore Gaming. Until next time, stay safe, and goodbye.